Hello, SPD 200. Some guidance on your template that is due at the end of topic 3. You have a template, a disability category template, in which you will fill in the definition, characteristics, common assessments, potential effects on learning, and strategies for addressing the disability for each of these disability categories. Now, a lot of the information that you need is right in our book. Our textbook is an excellent resource. If you put in the search engine the name of the disability, typically all of the information that you need will come up. Another resource that's been very helpful is parentcenterhub.org and the Cleveland Clinic. With those 3 resources, you should be able to find all the information you need to complete your template. For dyslexia, right inside our book, I was able to get the definition. It is a disorder in understanding or using language, spoken or written, which causes the imperfect ability to read, write, and spell. You're going to put that definition right in the disability template where it says dyslexia, and you'll put all of your references right at the end after the template. So you don't need to put the reference with each and every piece of information you include. You will include it right at the end. Some characteristics of dyslexia is average to above average intelligence. Students who have dyslexia typically have that very solid IQ profile, which makes their difficulties with reading very unusual, which is why we determine it as a disability. There are a lot of strengths that dyslexic people have, including thinking outside the box to solve problems. They're excellent problem solvers. Their brain works differently, and that they can come up with a lot of creative solutions to solve problems. In fact, they did a study, ldonline.org published a study in which they interviewed 300 millionaires, and of those 300 millionaires, 40% that participated in the study had been diagnosed with dyslexia. So once these students that have identified dyslexia can find the strategies that work for them to be successful, they go on typically to be profoundly, powerfully successful people in society. In tandem with the creative problem solving also comes the poor decoding and fluency, which is associated with the dyslexia, slow, inaccurate, labored oral reading. Sometimes it can even sound painful for the student when they're reading because it's so hard for them. Also, in written language, you will come across poor spelling and inaccuracies in their spelling. When spelling common words like it or in, you will notice letters transposed, and that is all very common with someone who has identified dyslexia. You'll notice some behavioral characteristics because reading can be so hard. You'll notice sometimes when they're reading some hair twirling or rocking back and forth, nail biting, or finding reasons to use the restroom or leave the room completely when they're asked to do reading tasks. When we diagnose dyslexia, they do have brain scans that can show limited activity in the reading portion of the brain when asked to read, but it is difficult to give every student that we suspect has dyslexia a CAT scan or a brain scan. And so educationally, we do diagnose dyslexia using the discrepancy model. What we do is we will give a student an achievement test, an intelligence test, and measure that student's intelligence. Typically for people with dyslexia, their intelligence is in this high average range, usually hovering around 115, sometimes even as high as 130 or above. And then we give that student a test in reading. When a student performs lower in reading, typically 2 to 3 standard deviations below their own intelligence level, that is what we call a discrepancy, and that is how we determine dyslexia or a learning disability in reading for students educationally. There are profound effects on learning for a student once they're in school, especially when students are asked to read directions, to read in order to learn, to write, to demonstrate what they know. You'll notice that they're impacted in math when they transpose letters. They will often also transpose numbers. And so that makes it really difficult to line up numbers to stack and solve, or to solve multi-step problems when there's a lot of reversals and transposing of numbers. There are a variety of classroom strategies that we can provide students that have dyslexia so that they can access their curriculum. Color overlays is one option. If you look at this picture, some students respond well to having a color overlay on their papers, or even changing the background to a darker background on a computer with the font white, so that some of that script or written print will pop and they're able to read it better, according to some students. We also provide text-to-speech to students and speech-to-text so that they have a way to access their textbook by listening to it, and they're not limited to reading something that is easier for them to decode. They're able to get the rich curriculum right just by listening to it through text to speech. We also have speech to text software so that students are not limited to just writing what they're able to spell. They can show their in-depth knowledge of a subject by speaking, and the computer will pick up what is said and type it for them. Also, to provide extended time on reading and writing assignments is essential. Students, as we know, have high intelligence, and so we'll want to make sure that they are accountable for their assignments, but they will need extra time to account for the longer periods of reading that they will need, and also the work that they need to put in order to spell check, and the extra steps that students with dyslexia need to put in order to be successful. So we account for that by providing extra time. Also, access to audiobooks and using cooperative learning strategies so that students can get the information from a cooperative learning structure like Reader Summarizer, where their peer is reading a reading passage and they're required to summarize. Now, also in this assignment, you are asked to watch videos through this series called Through Our Child's Eyes. One video that you can watch is with Maya, who's a second grade student. She describes her reading challenges, and in general that you can watch the challenges of students starting from second grade all the way to middle and high school, and they describe what it is like to have the challenge or disability that they were born with. You're going to watch a variety of these, including math challenges, writing challenges, attention challenges, and organizational challenges. And you're going to synthesize the thoughts and words and feelings of these students and write a reflection. Your reflection is going to go below the disability template. So you will fill out your disability template, provide your references below that, and then below your references will be your reflection related to these videos. It looks some accommodations that you can provide to students. You can find accommodations right on interventioncentral.org is a really great resource. And it looks like that is all the information that I have for you as it relates to dyslexia. And so you are going to fill out the disability template, watch the videos, provide your reflection. Please email me if you have any questions related to this video or to your assignment. And I am here via Halo, and I'm happy to Zoom as well if talking and virtually would clear that up easier for you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.